Hello, I'm happy to be here. My name is Maria Athanasiadou. I'm going to present you the bridal headband of Algeria, Tlemce, in relation to that of Episkopi of Naoussa from Macedonia, Greece. Common elements and approaches of the bridal ritual and movement. In this presentation, we will try to approach to compare and analyze in a first level the bridal headpiece from two regions, so far away between them but so close to some particular cultural matters. This is a small part from the research in years about Algerian and Greek Macedonian culture and also for some of the conclusions, the first that are obviously to our vision. In order to hear and learn in an easy way some remarkable information, we will present the first research points just like a story from the past to nowadays, using many pictures, some small video parts, and of course some history and culture references that are important at this first phase. About Algeria. A few words to present these two countries. Starting with Algeria, as we all know, is a very beautiful and big country in North Africa, bordered by Niger, Libya, Tunisia, Morocco, Mauritania, Mali, Western Sahara, and of course Mediterranean Sea. In Arabic the name is Al-Jazir, and in Berber language is Lej Jazir. The meaning of this name, according to the sources we have, is the meaning of islands. The ancient name of Algeria was Numidia Kingdom, and the people were called Numidians or Imazihen, that means free people, free men. Over the centuries, many cultures like Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Romans, and Byzantine left their imprints in this large area, and it seems in numerous ruins of ancient cities. About Greece, Hellas. Greece is a country also very beautiful in Southeast Europe, located at the crossroads of Asia, Africa, and Europe. The history begins from ancient Greece to Byzantine till nowadays, and the name Hellas means place of light among other etymology references. There are many things to say for the history and the culture of these countries, and that could last for days, but we will continue to the specific theme of ours. So, we have two countries and specifically two regions of these countries, Tlemcen and Episkopi Naoussas. This time we are going to see in summary the period between 1800 and 2000 approximately in order to understand the common features between Tlemcen and Episkopi, but also the difference that came through the time in modern culture of these areas that are also in common in a strange way. The bridal costume in Tlemcen, Sheda, but also called as Mostanangeldamen or Tegrifa, is also worn in other regions of Algeria like Oran, Constantine, Mascara and others. Describing the bridal headband of this region, we are able to see the conical cap at the side and the top of the bride's head, sometimes small, sometimes other times big, made by special technicians. The conical cap usually red, is also worn in the bride's head of Episkopi from Naoussa and many villages around such as Marina, Lefkadia, Angelohori, Kopanos, Hariesa, Yanakohori, Agios Georgios, Denimachos, Monospita, Zervohori, Polyplatanos, Polanera, and every village near the field of Naoussa. The headpiece, kalpaki, is the name for the conical cap on the head that gives a triangle form on the headband, on the side and top to the bride's head, and is usually made by technicians also, or made from women who made this for their own costume or for their daughter's costume when they got married. Both in Tlemcen and Episkopi, the first worn piece on bridal's head was a headscarf, usually white, in order for the headband to be steady and not to slip on the hair. Second reason was to protect hair in order to have all the headpieces on the head without ruin a woman's hair that was very important for the beauty and health of the bride, and of course for the embroidery of the lace of the scarf to be seen from the community. That meant that the bride was a careful, clean person and a woman whose hands could do lots of work and art, and she would be a good housewife. In time this scarf disappeared, and the conical red cap was the first thing on bride's hair, with an elastic band from one side and under the chin to another. The next piece in Tlemcen, Algeria's headband, was putted on forehead, and it was a strip broad band of material with embroidered gold threads or even with some gold pins or coins on it. The same strip of material named drachma in Episkopi, worn on the forehead also, embroidered gold threads and decorated with gold or precious pins and beads. In Tlemcen, the korsa is a kind of big-sized precious earrings, golden pom-pom embroidered with gold thread. The golden bird, which symbolizes the husband seeking his other half, golden flowers placed on almost everywhere on the headdress representing the garden, where the husband is looking for the good wife, this one represented by the red rose placed above the ear. The golden rose was added later and symbolizes the wealth that the woman brings to the home of the man, as the source says at the Algerian Sikh weaver. Mendil, mandila, karpa. Above them the ceremonial mendil headscarf, worn and was decorated with pearls, gold pins, extremely precious necklaces, and gold, but also with flowers. The mandila in Episkopi or kerpa, as the headscarf named, also worn above all the headpieces, and was embroidered with gold threads, extremely and special complex embroidery designs with beads and other materials as we see in video parts. In both of these regions, the headband started to be easier to put it on, less time to be worn. There was more tension in colors, and for some reason the side conical cap began to be on the top of the head. Maybe it's one of many changes in time. Also, but for sure the first position we met, according to the sources, was very characteristic and extremely impressive. Golden and silk veil. When the bride is dressed in Tlemcen, she leaves her family home wrapped in a golden hand-woven silk veil. We see approximately the same habit or costume in Episkopi. When the bride is really and full dressed, she is covered with a red silk veil all around her. The ritual in both regions begins for the ready bride who leaves her family with song and music from her relatives, but also with the Tlemcen bride to spread sugar around her in order to have a sweet future, and the Episkopi Naoussa's bride to share the bread for good luck in the old family of hers and in the future family she will have. After these moments, both of the brides kisses and hug their family and hear the best wishes from them, and the same is happening when they get to the new house home from the mothers-in-law. Going out of the house with street dances, with traditional music bands and songs. The ceremonial practices and craft activities linked to the bride's costume are deeply intertwined. Together, they constitute one of the most prominent cultural expressions of the identity of the Tlemcen people. Older craftsmen do their best to hand over their knowledge to their sons, but today professional schools and institutes have also opened in Tlemcen to preserve local skills and teach them to the next generation. Preserving the costume tradition is a priority for all Tlemcen families. From the age of 3, young girls are dressed up and adorned with jewelry like little brides to celebrate annual religious festivals. The rituals linked to the bridal dress is a cultural heritage that spans hundreds of years. It perpetuates the creativity and the identity of Tlemcen as UNESCO refers. In Episkopi Naoussas and all the villages around, the children have dance lessons and traditional customs in order to learn and teach them also to the next generation.
Ο κεφαλόδεσμος ξεκινάει με τη βάση αυτή που λέγεται καλπάκι στο σύνολό του. Το κορίτσι θα πρέπει να έχει κοτσίδες. Αλλιώς αυτό δεν στερεώνεται. Λόγος που έχει. Αντέχεις. Στερεώνουμε με το φλουρί. Είναι σαν βασιλικό στέμμα, το οποίο λέγεται τράκμα. Η μαντήλα η χρυσοκέντητη λέγεται κύρπα.
There are so many information and so many details to be present and many common habits, costumes. Of course, there are many differences too, but we saw until this moment that the common things are much more than the differences, and we hope to be able to present the most of the research next time. I would like to thank the World Congress of Dance Research, the CID, and of course the President Mr. Lalkis Raftis for supporting and inspiring all of us with his unique way in order to keep on the research of dance and the gently human thoughts that brought us all together. I'm very happy for knowing this great personality since 1909. Best of wishes to the team of Congress and the patience they had with all the schedule. Thank you very much.